Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. Yes. We had a crazy night last night. Who was with me last night, man? Who was up with me last night? 3:30 a.m. Eastern time, covering this case, man. For those of you who are with me, I see Eastern Girl Crafton is in the building. She was with me last night. Tornado Granny was with me. Grammy, it was past your bedtime. What were you doing up that late? You were with me last night. Last night we had a crazy show, guys. And it was an honor for me to share that information with you because that information really rounded out this case. That information really showed us what Jake Haro was capable of. Like, that's it. We saw his MO. We saw his modus operandi last night. This guy is a monster, guys. Well, we got a full show for you guys today. A really exciting show where we're really going to get to the bottom of this case. And it's my honor and pleasure to share it with you. So before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, a few things. Number one, thank you very much for joining us today. We do appreciate you. Number two, if you can and if you don't mind, we are trying to get into the algorithm so our show could be shown to a wider audience so we can grow. Our goal is 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And the only way we're going to get there is if you hit that like button, you subscribe, because some of you guys are watching and you're not subscribed, and then you engage in the chat. That's how we get into the algorithm and we get shown to a wider audience. So ladies and gentlemen, I have a really good show for you guys today. So stay tuned, do your part if you can, and help this small YouTube channel grow. Now, let's get serious, man. A lot has happened in the last 12 hours, I guess. I mean, I started reading all these different articles, videos, links were sent to me by people like you who are watching this show of fires and clothing found in dumpsters and the attorney speaks and all that stuff. We have all that stuff to cover today. I don't like holding on to things. I don't like dragging things out. As I get it, ye shall get it, okay? We don't sensationalize these cases. We have a good time because, listen, I'm a detective. I'm desensitized to this stuff. So I have a good time. I put a little comedy, a little fun into what we cover, but we don't sensationalize and we certainly don't drag it out. So as I get the information and I tabulate it, I'm going to bring it to you. So we're going to try and cover as much of that information as we can today. And then I got to go to work. So we do have a little bit of a constraint on time because I got to get dressed and I got to go to work. I'm not going to go to work with this blue suit. I like darker colors when I go to work. So anyway, guys, once again, thank you so much for joining us today. And let's get started. So one thing that I heard, I want to just throw this out there into the ether. We're hearing that the video that was shown to Rebecca was video surveillance footage that was taken from the liquor store across the street with a camera that pointed towards the parking lot. Now, we covered this a couple days ago. We had some really awesome viewers who elected on their own. I did not coerce or in any way make these folks go do this because your safety is the most important thing to me. But we had some really cool viewers who said, listen, we live in an area and we're going over there. So would you like for us to share our video with you? Would you like for us to share some pictures with you? So they went out there to the area, to the incident location, and they searched for cameras and they pointed out the cameras that are on these various businesses. One of those cameras, one of those areas that they pointed out was that liquor store. Now, we want to see that video. We want to see the video that the police showed Rebecca. My understanding is she is observed throwing herself on the ground and then picking herself back up and then going to the store. And just like they're able to see her throw herself on the ground and pick herself back up, allegedly, I'm pretty sure they didn't see anybody next to her. But an imaginary tipster, I think an imaginary tipster sent me the video. So let's watch the video together. Is this Rebecca? Oh, is that what happened in the parking lot? Oh my gosh, this is a Strategic Eyes exclusive. Look how she just fell on the ground. Look. Oh. Okay, I'm doing too much. Is it hitting? Is it hitting? Or am I just laughing at myself right now? She's doing NBA flops out there, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who know, you know. Look at this one right here. Right in the head. Anyway, let's get back to business. Let me stop. Serious stuff here. Serious stuff, okay? Get it together, strategic. We got serious stuff to talk about. All right. Let's get to business. When we do get that video, we will show it to you, the real video, okay? All right, so where do we want to start today? We got a few things. I think we should start with the fire because we're going to get to the attorney. We're going to play his interview. What do you guys want to do? You know what? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. We can't take too long because I like my show to flow. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. We're going to take a quick poll. Which one you guys want to start? Do you want to start with the fire or do you want to start with the attorney's statement and see what's happening in basically the defense's mind? So let's see here. Fire or attorney? Let's see here. Fire, attorney. Let me know what you guys think inside of the chat real quick. All right, we do have a super chat that we want to acknowledge. We appreciate you. Big shout out to Patriot Lady. Been with me for a very long time. Do appreciate you, Patriot Lady. Been with me for a couple of years. She gave a $9.99 super chat. Says, this live will be fire. Strategic has been hot at covering poor baby Emmanuel's horrible treatment. Allegedly, let's keep going. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for supporting the channel. All right, we have a few members I want to just welcome in before we get deep down into this. We'll give that poll just a second for people to respond to it. Blessed One, 1981 is now a recruit member. Welcome to the channel. Don Brennan, 1689 is now a recruit member. Welcome to the channel. Jerry Wilson, another member, recruit. Thank you so much for joining us. Empress 711, recruit member. Welcome to the channel. Teresa O. 15 is a patrol member. It's a higher tier. We do appreciate your support, Teresa. I hope you enjoy that membership. You are amazing. Lau Perez is a recruit member. Appreciate you for joining us. And May 5150 has just upgraded her membership to patrol. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate you supporting the channel. All right, so now let's see what that poll is telling us. We have 145 votes, and 67% says we're going to do the fire. That's what we're going to do. Let's start with the fire. So I said it last night on my live, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen that live, check it out. A lot of people is choosing to watch that live, and I'm very humbled by it. I never take for granted the fact that this channel is nothing without you guys. I'm not entitled to anything from you. Without you, I'm just talking into the void. And I did that for a long time. We started the show for many years. We'd have 20 people watching us live. Patriot Lady was one of those people. And now look at it. We have 664 people right now. I told you before on my live last night, I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe in happenstance. I find it hard to believe that we are covering a national, I'll even go on a limb and say international. We have people from the UK, from Australia, from Canada in this chat worrying about baby Emmanuel Haro. I find it hard to believe that in this international case of the disappearance and possible unaliving of Emmanuel Haro, that just out of coincidence, two vagrant individuals will set a fire of a mobile home, a Winnebago, across the street from the parents of Emmanuel Haro, a fire that would end up being so large that it would engulf and literally destroy two homes. Two homes. Probably the only reason why it didn't destroy the home of the Haros, thank God, we don't wish anything bad on anybody. All we ask for is justice. We're not vindictive. We just want justice. It's probably because the wind didn't blow in the direction of their house. There's a lot of people who are saying different things. This could just be totally random. I have no evidence to say the contrary. There are people out there who are putting out their theories that maybe these folks were paid to burn down a structure and they burned down the wrong structure. I don't know, but I find it hard to believe that there's a coincidence in this, that this is a coinky-dink. So now let's watch this video. Big shout out to Action Eye News, who pretty much broke this story. Big shout out to Action Eye News. Let's play this first video where he's actually chasing. At this point, he states that he witnessed the fire being started by these two vagrants. And he's saying now that as he's recording, he's chasing them down the road. Let's get a good look.
Go down there and get a picture of them. I'll follow them all the way down the freaking road. Guys, we are over here. These homeless guys just set a huge fire out here by Jake's house. Hey, you guys were seen starting a fire back there. Y'all want to tell me about it? Do what? I got you guys on live. Guys, these are the guys that...
You know, this is a funny thing. Like, when I watch stuff like this, I always have to forget that I can't look at these things like a cop. Because when you're a cop, you end up becoming a little bit fearless, a little reckless, a little fearless. You have to be, because if something goes down, society expects you to run toward the danger, not away from it. So, like, I see this guy who's doing an amazing job recording this and documenting these guys. I mean, he gave us more than what we would have got if they weren't there. And I'm like, why is he so far away from him? Why is he, you know, walking so slowly behind him? Why don't he just run up on him? You know, I'd be assessing them, see if I see any weapons in their hands, and I'm running up on them, you know? And it's like, dude, he's not a cop. He hasn't run up on 1,000 people. He hasn't probably been in 1,000 fights. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been punched in his face a quadrillion times, all right? And he hasn't punched people in their face a quadrillion times. So you can't hold the dude to the same standard that you have. But yes, I would have probably got a whole lot closer with him, but he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do because he's just a civilian. Keep a good distance and record as best as he can. But this is excellent work, so let's keep going.
I started the fire right here. Why don't y'all turn around so people can see you? All right, I got a little bit of view of them. Right here across the street from the PD. Look at that. I'm gonna go down to the fire in just a second. Noe's on it right now. Right here at the sheriff's department. They're going across the railroad tracks. Look at that. Well, we got video of it, guys. I'm gonna go back down here where they started the fire. This is crazy. But there they are.
I mean, question is, what Aki's asking in the chat, why would they do this? What would be the point in doing this?
Boy, news comes to us, guys. And it's full of smoke down here. Oh shit, they turned, is that the house on fire? Turn around, they started a structure fire. All right, go.
You know, listen, I've met many drug addicts in my life, and, you know, they don't just start fires. You know, they don't just say, hey, we're high, let's just go set this thing on fire, it'd be cool. You know, I don't think that somebody said a walk of shame. I don't think so. I think they were purposefully walking away. I think there was purpose in their mission. I believe that they knew exactly what they were doing. Maybe they were mistaken in what they did, or maybe not. See, people are saying some of those rumors that they may have burned down the wrong house. I don't think they burned down the wrong house. I'm just gonna mute him for a second. We don't know the demographics out there. We don't know the culture out there. We don't know the vibes, the issues, the whatever down there. We don't know how these neighbors interact with each other down there. We don't know who lived in that house where the first fire was started at. We don't know the condition of that mobile home that the fire started in. We don't know none of that. We know nothing of that. How do we know that that mobile home wasn't abandoned and that the Haros did not put something in that mobile home that they would want to get rid of? How do we know that? We do know that police, at least to our knowledge, we could be wrong, but we do know that police doesn't always have an eye on where the Haros are. We know that. Could it be that something was put into that mobile home to hide it? We know that the police under our Constitution can't just go searching everybody's home. You can't just go searching everybody's home. You can't just say, oh, this baby's missing. We're searching everybody's home, everybody's garage, everybody's shed, everybody's mobile home, everybody's car. Look at all these abandoned structures on this property. You need a search warrant. You need probable cause or reasonable suspicion. You need something. You can't just jump in there. So the police are searching the Haros left and right. 1,000%. They're searching. But can they search next door? No, they can't search next door. And if they don't have any tips that anything is happening next door, then they're not even going to know to even want to search next door. So if you put something next door in an abandoned Winnebago, who's to say you don't pay somebody, ask somebody, call in a favor or whatever to have that property or that evidence or that thing destroyed?
Hispanic? Yes.
Blue shirt. Shorts?
Yes, he's wearing shorts. I'll have to end my live stream and pull it back up, guys. I'm going to end my live so I can pull their description up for the sheriffs, guys. We'll be right back.
That's nice of him, because a lot of people would not even end their live stream. All they see is that money. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Oh, justice can wait. Finding these bad guys could wait. I'm happy that, he had the fortitude to end the live stream and give the information that was necessary to the police officers so they could go find these bastards. But anyway, let's keep going. I'm over here getting all salty. All right, let's watch some more. You know what? I want to scroll up here to the interview that he did with, he did an excellent job. Excellent job, Action Eye News. Excellent job, man. Thank you so much for doing the work and getting this information out to us. We do appreciate you. So it's an interview that he did with the battalion chief, apparently. Let's go ahead and listen in on it.
And title?
Alright. You want to start mine and then you yours?
You can just say and spell your first last name.
Matt McDonald, MATTMCDONALD.
And title?
Battalion Chief with Riverside County Cal Fire Department.
You can look about right here.
Okay, perfect.
And just kind of give us a little bit of what we have.
We were called out today for a reported structure fire in the 50,000 block of Ramona Street here in Cabazon. Our first arriving engine reported one structure with a trailer well involved with a fire starting in the neighboring structure. Firefighters with an aggressive fire attack were able to keep the fire to the main structure itself and keep it out of the additional exposure.
Any update on whether two other people seen anything has been found? Or
we have no updates on anybody that was in the primary structure or them leaving the area. Currently our arson investigator in coordination with Riverside County Sheriff's Department are investigating the fire at this time.
And none of your firefighters were injured. I know it was pretty hectic there for a little bit.
There was definitely a lot going on when we got here, although our guys were able to aggressively get in there and put the fire out, and there was no injuries reported for us.
The second structure, about how much damage? The resident was telling us about whose exterior on.
Yeah, the secondary structure fortunately only suffered exterior damage, and potentially could be habited tonight by those residents.
Good. It's going to smell like fire, though, man. I don't know if any of you have ever been in a structure that had a fire in it. It's gonna have that smoke smell, which sucks, but at least they still have their home. So God bless them. Let's keep going.
All right. Do you know about what time the fire came out?
I believe the fire was reported. I believe the fire was reported around 1600 this evening.
Okay. And how many firefighters and fire engines did you have on staff on this call?
We had 39 firefighters assigned with 9 fire engines, a breathing support, and a battalion chief, along with 2 arson investigators.
Mutual aid between.
We also have mutual aid from Morongo Fire Department.
Anything else you could add?
No, I think we're good.
Thank you so much.
No problem, guys.
All right, before we move on to the next video, I want to definitely ask you guys to remember to hit that like button. I do see some folks who are in the chat engaging, and we appreciate you. And they're saying, hey, you know, they released this the other night, and all this stuff is stuff we've covered already. So what that tells me is that you're probably not subscribed to the show, but the algorithm is sending you my show because you've watched it a few times. It's not enough just to watch it. You have to subscribe so that we can get in that algorithm and we can be shown to a wider audience. So please do. Anybody who's enjoying this, if you're not enjoying it, you don't want to subscribe, that's perfectly fine. It's okay. It's no love lost. But if you are enjoying what we're doing here, you want to help us reach a wider audience, make sure you check in and double check and make sure that you are in fact subscribed to True Crime with Strategic. Anyway, let's get to that next video. And yes, we covered the photos that were released of Jake's daughter that he so brutally injured. We covered all of that, man. All of that last night. We did that at 3 a.m. Let's keep going. It was terrible. It was a very heart-wrenching show. It affected me, and not much affects me in this world. Let's keep going.
The sun set right through the smoke.
Hit that.
I know. That's where we were at. We were actually working next door.
Yeah.
When they started the fire.
This is beautiful right here.
Oh, I know it. The sun set right through the smoke. All right, guys, we are back live over here on Ramona Street, where these tweakers set a house on fire and caused the whole street to catch on fire. So sheriffs moved everything down. Got units all the way down here. Can't even see on this street anymore. It's so smoky, guys. We're all the way down there is where the house started at, and it spread a fire all the way down to about 4 or 5 houses.
All right, once again, big shout out to Action Eye News. I like giving credit where credit is due. If you're going to use somebody's material, the right thing to do is to shout them out. That's called courtesy. It's called honor. It's called respect. So this guy is out there in the ish, breathing in smoke, weathering all of this danger, feet away from probably a young person ender. You know, we got to speak funny because of YouTube. He's out there. We want to give him the love that he deserves. Action Eye News Live. That's who got this footage. Let's keep going.
Someone come back up here. God, this is a smoky alley right here, y'all. This is where the fire started at. They started this RV on fire. I'll show you guys in a second. And we'll come over here where Noe is.
Look, it burned it all the way through, guys. Look at that. That house is gone. It's gone. It's a total loss. This is the frame. This is not siding. These are wood planks that are holding up this, whatever you call this. I'm not an architect. That's it. There's nothing on the inside. It's done. Wow.
The RV was on fire, caused the house to be fully engulfed. We caught all that. Then it came over and caught this house on fire.
There you go. Somebody said roof trusses. Thank you.
And then the fire jumped this house, went through their yard, hit the palm trees on fire. Fire jumped across the street. And now we have a vegetation fire down there on the other side of that house. And it all happened right when we were here. There's the rainbow. There's the RV just burnt slap up.
Wow.
Hey, how's it going?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Eric. Oh, okay.
Eric, is that your property?
Yeah, this is my
Okay.
property, yes.
What about the house?
I
don't know. I don't know them.
All right, guys, listen, because this guy apparently this is his property here, but he said the house is not his property. He says that what about the house? He said, I don't know, which is a weird answer. It's either yes or no, it's your property, but it's not his property. So let's listen to what he has to say based off of being the owner of this land here. Also, look at it. There's so many different places that you can hide a small human being if you really wanted to. Places that people probably wouldn't check for years. So let's keep going.
I don't know who lives there anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, good friend of mine there used to live there, but he passed away. And,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, somebody else. They came over and knocked on my door with, to introduce themselves.
Right.
With the neighbors. That was, I don't know, about a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad they weren't home. They're going to come home to nothing now.
So he said that the previous owner passed away and he doesn't know who took over the property. Some people are there. He's acknowledging people are there, but he doesn't know who they are. It was very hard to understand what he was saying. Let's keep going.
It's like they started it with that little RV that was parked right here.
Yeah.
And then it pushed forward, burnt that house, and then it burnt the house next
So
door
you
to
seen
it.
it when it started it then?
We were here when it started.
Oh, wow.
I was down the street with Fox 11.
Oh,
We're
okay.
working on the story where the police found the kids'
Yeah,
clothes and
that's
stuff.
what I heard. Yeah.
So Noe was here. He saw them leaving the property when it started, and he tried to stop them. They kept going. He called me. I caught him at the little stop sign right here, and I chased them, and they went across the roadway on the railroad tracks and right in front of the sheriff's department.
Oh, wow.
So I got them on video. We got ID on them. So
Oh, I see.
they'll catch them.
Yeah. Well, that's just weird. That's just weird. You know, it's a bunch of drug addicts. I don't know what it is, but it's just not good. This is dangerous.
I thought Hemet was bad. They said Cabazon's worse.
That is crazy, man. Well, I'm glad you got all that in video.
Yeah, we
so
did.
as soon as you saw the smoke, you called 911?
I think Noe. Who called 911? Noe? The guy across the street, I guess, did.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it started, Noe called me to alert me to tell me they were headed down that way. So I intercepted them down there. And that's when I went live on my news page to get ID on them.
Yeah. And you say, smoke coming out of your trailer?
Huh?
Or not yet? The smoke was coming out of the trailer when they left?
Oh, yeah. It was already coming up.
Oh.
Yeah, you could
And
see
they didn't
it.
even do anything. They just walked off.
You know, they're the ones that set the damn thing.
That is
That's why they took off the way they did. And just lucky, Noe was standing right here and he just caught it.
But that shit took off. Like, look.
Oh, it went.
All right, so there's a video. I got to find it. If not, I'll just tell you because I'm not going to sit here for, another 6-7 minutes just watching them putting out the fire. It has to be probative for us to see it. We don't just watch things just to watch it. But there's a video, but he did an excellent job. And I'll just tell you, because it's not like he showed it. He said that he came out there with other news agencies because the sheriff's department and the local PD was actually searching the area, and that they actually found clothing for baby Haro inside of the dumpster. And that's what they were there to film. And he was trying to get a look of the material that they were moving from the dumpster. But unfortunately, that's kind of like when the whole fire thing happened, which is kind of crazy. So that's huge. That's huge. Why would you put your missing son's clothing in the dumpster? Now, somebody actually sent me a video. I think we're going to segue into this before we go to the attorney, where apparently somebody went to the Haro's house. And listen, I believe in the system, man, and I believe in justice. I will report on this stuff because that's what we're doing here on YouTube. We're reporting on this case. But people should not be going to the Haro's house, should not be going to anybody's house. Notice we saw the phone numbers for the Haros on their wanted flyer. Those phone numbers are now disconnected. Was there any moment in all of this tragedy that True Crime Strategic ever said, you know what, let me call them phone numbers and see if I can interview these folks? No, because it's not the right thing to do. We have to operate with ethics. We have to operate with honor. We have to operate with integrity. Otherwise, we're no better than the bad guys. during an active criminal investigation, going to harass people who are subjects of investigation is not the right thing to do. Now, you can say I'm a hypocrite because I'm about to report on it, and I'll accept that I'm going to use the material. But I don't think it's the right thing for you to do. Please do not go to the Harris house. Do not go to anybody, the Buchhausen's house, anybody who's connected to this case. Let the police do what they have to do. They're not dumb. We are not dumb. We know these people had something to do with this. Those police are all over it. They're just building their case, and cases take time. They do take time, but they do come to a head in most instances. Justice will be had in most instances. So just have faith in the system. But hey, these people did it. So now let's see something. The reason why we're covering this because apparently there was something very probative in this video that continues to tell the story of how callously the Harris think of this baby in our opinion. All right, let's see if it's there. Come on, let's do it. Oh, my apologies. I don't believe JLR did this. JLR did not record this, but JLR is the one who posted this. Big shout out to JLR, boots on the ground. That guy's frequent flyer miles is probably insane. He probably got like 20 million frequent flyer miles because wherever there's a tragedy, JLR is there in the face, in the flesh rather, all right? So he posted this. Let's see what's going on.
We are here right in front of the home. We have lights here on the side. Can I help you?
Hey, are you Jake?
You guys are trespassing. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I just wanted to see if we could help you in any way, talk to you about what happened.
Man, if you're going to knock on the dude's door, show his face. I mean, he's got his camera pointing down to the man's meats. Like, what are you doing? If you're gonna knock on his door and go through all of this, at least catch his face. You got your camera in his face. Like, it's not like you hiding it. You got your camera in his face. You holding it up with one hand. Show his face, man. Anyway, let's keep going.
You guys are trespassing.
Okay, that's not a problem. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Hey, bro,
Appreciate
that's
it.
my cool shirt, bro. I'm into Pokemon myself, bro. I collect as well.
You're trespassing.
All right, guys. He will refuse to talk. But there you go. You heard Jake. He clams up and refuses to talk. But at least he opened the door.
Yeah, I thought somebody said that there was like a car seat on the deck, but I do feel this is a little bit sensationally. This is not JLR. I got much respect for JLR, but I'm talking about the people who went there. I don't like this. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it. Do not do the police's job. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane because all you might do is hurt the investigation. So what did JLR say? It says, people knock on the front door home of Rebecca and Jake Haro yesterday, offering help in finding missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Jake answers the door. Jake tells them they are trespassing. All right, so what we got with that? Okay. All right. I want to go to the Uvalde Foundation's newest statement that they gave. Apparently, this is a different statement that we heard before. We're going to go ahead and read that out, and then we're going to segue into the attorney. So Yucaipa, California, Uvalde Foundation for Kids is once again urging the parents of missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, let me get that out the way, to step forward and join the effort to find their son, issuing a bold public statement on August 19th, 2025. Join the search and you will be protected. That's what they said. Well, how would they be protected? I'm just curious. Because you can't protect them from the wrath of the law. Oh, hell no. Uvalde can't protect them. Nobody can protect them. No one will protect you from the wrath of the law. But we hear that. We hear them. They're just trying to get these people to cooperate. But, I mean, if you say something, it has to mean something. How are they going to be protected? Because they did something to that child. So what exactly are you saying, Uvalde Foundation? But let's keep going. The national nonprofit formed in response to the Robb Elementary School shooting had previously withdrawn from the case and rescinded its reward offer due to what it called a series of disturbing red flags. Very interesting. These included inconsistencies in the family's account of the alleged kidnapping and a complete breakdown in communication from Emmanuel's mother, Rebecca Haro. Daniel Chapin, founder of the Uvalde Foundation for Kids, spoke publicly when the organization pulled out of the case earlier this month. We cannot in good conscience utilize our team and resources when so much is missing in this case, Chapman said at a press conference in Central Texas. Of particular concern to us lies within the inconsistencies in the details and the sudden decision by the mother to end communication with law enforcement and our team originally prepared to help. Tell me, what parent would do that who was missing a child? Something is not right in this whole picture. We hope law enforcement will continue to pursue the case so that this precious child may be found and placed in a safe environment. Despite that decision, the foundation said new developments, specifically a statement released by the father's attorney, have prompted a conditional re-engagement. So it seems like they're coming back in the fold because of what the attorney says. Okay, well, we're going to see what the attorney says, and maybe that might change our minds. Maybe the mother didn't do anything. Maybe she didn't do an NBA flop on the concrete outside of the Big Five. Big Five? You know what they call the Big Five, right? It's like basketball terms. Whatever, let's keep going. I doubt it. Listen, you don't get swayed by what a defense attorney tells you. It is their job to defend their client and spin the truth. So if police tell you that the family's not cooperating and that they are suspects and that they can't rule out foul play, which means that the family did something to the baby, that's who you go with. You don't go with what an attorney that is hired tells you. This is the same attorney. He's a hotshot attorney, by the way. This guy is a hotshot attorney. You want to know why I say he's a hotshot attorney? Because this guy, we saw last night on my show at 3:30 a.m. Eastern time what Jake did to Caroline. If you don't know who Caroline is, you need to go in the archives and you need to watch my video from last night. We know what Jake did to Caroline. We saw with our own eyes what Jake did to Caroline. The jury saw what Jake, he pled guilty. The prosecution saw what Jake did to Caroline. The judge saw what Jake did to Caroline, yet they still gave him probation and a suspended sentence. They gave him therapy. They said, go to domestic child abuse therapy where all these jerk-offs could sit in a circle and go, oh, yeah, my name is Frank and I beat children. Oh, my name is Johnny and I beat children. And they'll go, you're so brave. Thank you for admitting you beat children. Good for you. Yay! We saw what he did to Caroline, and his attorney is such a hotshot attorney. He won. He took an unwinnable case and won. He got the prosecution to agree with a deal that gave this man no prison time. No prison time. He got a little jail time, but no prison time for what he did to this child that would affect this child for the rest of their life. That baby's a vegetable. She's got 3% of her brain function, ladies and gentlemen. Her cousin, who's now her mother, has to clean out her throat every couple of hours so that she doesn't choke on her own mucus. That's what Jake Haro did to his own blood daughter, 10 weeks old. You don't listen to the hotshot attorney, my friend. You listen to the police, but let's keep going. Well, we have stood by our original decision to withdraw our search support out of Los Angeles, along with the original reward money, following a release today from the attorney from the father of this child. Oh my gosh, we got the truth now, huh? We are prepared to give the benefit of the doubt in this case. Will you keep your benefit of doubt and you shovel where the sun don't shine? I'm not donating to these guys. No disrespect, that's just how I feel. According to the attorney, the Haro family withdrew from public search efforts after receiving threats, and they have fully cooperated with investigators. In response, the foundation extended a challenge to the family. Join our search and you will be protected. A community seeks answers. You say that you do, prove it. Our foundation and most assuredly community will follow. Earl added, if you have nothing to hide, step forward and you will find you have more support than you ever could imagine. Finding Emmanuel should supersede everything else. All right, I'm gonna be nicer to them. Let me not be nice. I will donate to them. Let me not let my emotions take control of my logic. They're doing their best. The Uvalde Foundation is good. Let's keep going. The foundation said it is ready to send members of its volunteer teams directly to the Haro family's residence to provide assistance and protection should the family choose to re-engage in a search for Emmanuel. All right, so we don't need to read the case background. Let's now listen to this attorney because apparently he's very convincing. This hotshot attorney, like this guy's got it. So let's see if he can sway True Crime with Strategic to now be a supporter of the Haros. Let's do it.
In past cases and is speaking on Jake's behalf today. Hey, Vincent, thank you for doing this today. Big question. Why have Rebecca and Jake stopped cooperating with the police if they're desperate to find the baby and the police are looking for the baby?
All right, I got to show love. My apologies. I'm using somebody else's content. This is News Nation. This is Ashley Banfield. I love Ashley Banfield. Apparently, she's interviewing the attorney of Jake Haro. All right, let's keep doing. She asked a really good question. She always asks great questions, Ashley Banfield. And she wants to know, hey, why are you not cooperating? Let's do it.
I don't know where the statement that they stopped cooperating came from, Ashley. I spoke to the detectives yesterday, offered for Jake to continue to speak with them, have not been made aware of any requests today to speak with Jake. I don't represent Rebecca. That needs to be very clear. But I have not been asked to produce Jake.
I don't represent Rebecca. Now, we talked about this last night. This follows a pattern. First of all, y'all need to be nice in the comment section because this guy is not a member of Big Pun's terror squad. He's not a member of the terror squad. He's not from New York. He's not from Washington Heights or the Bronx. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm being a dick. So somebody made a comment. I think it was one of my mods last night. I think somebody said, well, why isn't he representing the wife as well? And I think my mod was like that you can't represent two defendants. They're not defendants. They have not been arrested. They have not been charged with a crime. This man could very well represent both of them. They're married, but he's not. And why is he not representing? And my mods do an amazing job. I'm just using them for content because it helps further the point. So big shout out to my mods. The reason why he's not is because this follows Jake's pattern. We went over this last night at 3:30 in the morning when Jake got caught and he was facing criminal charges. He hired this attorney right here. And then he went out there and he said that he wasn't the one who hurt Caroline. He said his wife was the one. Vanessa was the one who hurt Caroline. He put everything on Vanessa. He said Vanessa was the one who hurt the baby. So it looks like that pattern is being followed. My understanding is that the wife hasn't gotten an attorney yet. She asked for an attorney. She stopped cooperating, but she hasn't hired one yet. But he has an attorney. Jake has an attorney. And his attorney's making it clear, I don't got nothing to do with Rebecca. I could only talk about my client. My client has been cooperating. He's throwing Rebecca under the bus right now. Let's keep going.
I offered to produce Jake. They voluntarily turned over all of their electronic devices, including the passwords. I think that's something that's huge that nobody has been made aware of.
Let me just stop you for 1 second. I don't want to interrupt you, but you just said you don't know where the statement came from, Mr. Hughes. I'm going to read you the statement the police sent to us. Investigators interviewed multiple individuals, including Emmanuel's parents, Jake and Rebecca Haro. During those interviews, Rebecca was confronted with inconsistencies in her initial statement and declined to continue with the interview. So the statement came from the police themselves.
And I can't speak to the statement that was sent to you. I can tell you, I have personal knowledge. I reached out to the assigned detective and made Jake available. Jake wants to cooperate. Jake doesn't like the fact that nobody's listening. Court of public opinion is already out. Even yourself, it sounds like you guys already have your mind made up. Jake has voluntarily provided the electronic devices that there was a search warrant for, including the passwords. The vehicle that you were saying is breaking news that you brought up at the beginning of this broadcast is not something that is new. They haven't had their vehicle since Thursday night when this alleged kidnapping happened. So it's not new that you're saying at the beginning of it.
So real quick, Panica, the discourse with a $2 super chat says she doesn't need attorney if she has immunity. Well, we don't have any information that she has immunity. And if she did have immunity and she was a cooperating witness, I would suspect that they probably have an arrest warrant out for Jake by now, because she would be telling them, hey, you know, I know that Jake did it. Furthermore, even if you do have immunity, you usually do have an attorney, because that immunity deal is usually worked out between your attorney and the prosecution. I've never actually heard of an immunity deal that was struck with somebody without them having some form of representation. By the time these type of talks happen, you usually do have an attorney. But I'm wondering, do you have some information that we don't have? But let's keep going. It's a good point. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you.
This broadcast that it's new information, the vehicle is gone, and make it sound like they just took the vehicle today. The vehicle has been gone since Thursday.
Yeah, I haven't made my mind up, but I will say this. This is a case that is definitely different than most missing children cases I cover, and I've done this for 38 years. When the police send me out a statement saying that foul play is potentially afoot, and when we get reports that they brought
Okay, somebody said I missed some super chats. Don't worry, I'll get back to them. My apologies if I missed a super chat, but we never forget about super chats. We will eventually get to those super chats. So keep them coming if you have a question you want me to answer, because I will answer the question. It just may not be as fast as you like it, but I appreciate the support, guys.
Dogs to the house and that the parents aren't cooperating, then yeah, spidey senses go up. I was actually very concerned when Rebecca referred to Emmanuel in past tense as well. Are you aware of that?
I saw the video like anybody else. I can't speak for Rebecca. I can tell you that she doesn't have a master's degree, bachelor's degree, any other degree in public speaking. So I can't speak as to that. Same thing for Jake. The thing that I don't understand, and like you're saying, this isn't like a normal investigation. Why has the sheriff's department not even released a missing persons flyer? Let's put the onus on. There's not been one search party.
No, they did. They released the missing persons flyer. We showed it. Yeah, we're showing it right now on the air.
That's actually provided by mom and dad. Look at the phone numbers, Ashley. Let's be clear about that. Mom and dad.
So that's the parents' one.
Has mom and dad's phone numbers.
Let me ask my control room. Let me ask my. I got you. Vincent, I got you. Let me ask my control room if they can also find a picture of the flyer that we were told by the police that they had released because they
did release one. Because we had it all over our page. Every YouTuber was showing the one that the police released. The reason why this one was basically circulated the most is because it was the dumbest missing person flyer we've ever seen in our life. First of all, dad is capitalized and mother isn't. He's on the top. And then it says missing baby goat. We know a kid is a baby goat. It has Emmanuel Haro, 7 months old. No information on what the child might look like, no description, no clothing that he was wearing, no nothing. Nothing descriptive about him. Just, hey, missing kid, Emmanuel Haro, 7 months old, please contact dad. And if you really want, you can contact mommy too. But if you call her phone, I'm going to pick up anyway. That's why we all covered this. You see this out there the most because this is the most ridiculous missing persons flyer we've ever seen in our life. But the sheriff did release a missing person flyer. That's all over the internet as well. But let's keep going.
Could not invoke an Amber Alert. Vincent Hughes, I know you know as an attorney, you can't issue an Amber Alert unless you have a vehicle and a license plate. Otherwise, there'd be Amber Alerts going off pretty much every 5 minutes of every day, and nobody would respond. So I'm just being told by my control room we don't have a picture of the police flyer, but the police told us they released a flyer. Can you tell me this? KTLA is reporting that the Haro's 2-year-old has been removed from the home. Is that true?
That's what everybody's stating. I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Haro have not been alleged.
He's your client. Has your client told you? Do you know from your client if he's lost his 2-year-old child from the home?
He doesn't have, that the child has been removed and law enforcement wanted them to produce the child. Yes, he did produce the child.
Oh.
As far as is the child in the home, no. Mr. Haro does not have his 2-year-old and is not being allowed access to his 2-year-old, even though no criminal filing has taken place. They had the children before this alleged incident with no criminal case filed. So I don't know what changed. There's nothing here that's been provided that they did anything unfoot to these children. The 2-year-old.
First of all, he should have never had access to children after the crime that he committed against his daughter, Caroline. That's the thing. Like I don't know how they do in California, but in New York, if you do something like that, you forfeit your ability to be a parent. You can make babies, but if you make babies, immediately CPS will come and remove that child. If you're the mother, as soon as you give birth, they remove the baby. They don't even want the baby to bond with you. They just remove the baby. If you're a father, then there's a no contact order. You're not allowed to be around the child. So I don't understand how you could permanently disable a child, leaving them with 3% of their mental capacity, and still be allowed to make tons more children. We have more information on that too, because people are talking about a son that may have been disabled. And I think I have a theory on that because the research crew, as amazing as they are, got me some information. But let's keep going.
Or 7-month-old
Okay.
baby Emmanuel. The reason I'm on this show, to be very clear, is they're begging for the public to help. They're begging for people to provide information. There was a missing tip that was not provided previously, or it was provided to law enforcement. Law enforcement did not provide it to anybody else. And until I started speaking with media this morning, now law enforcement acknowledges, oh, yes, we were aware of that tip. Law enforcement is being very tight-lipped about the situation. That's what's concerning. No search parties have been organized. These parents don't have a vehicle. Like I said, they voluntarily gave up all of their devices after a search warrant was issued. They gave passwords and everything. How can they assist in this? Their home is in a very remote area, in an area where it's over 100 degrees during a heat wave. They have no reliable transportation. They don't have phones or internet to contact people because their devices have been taken. So how can they participate? Everyone's made their mind up and saying that they're refusing to do anything. They can't.
Hold on. I think that let's just jump in right there. How you asked the question, how can they assist in this? Well, they could assist by continuing to be cooperative with the police. That would be the #1 starter. Don't you believe that?
I'm telling you right now, Ashley, on national news, if the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department would like to speak with Jake Haro, we can make that happen tonight. I'm telling you that right now.
What about Rebecca?
Unequivocally. I don't represent Rebecca, so I can't make a statement for Rebecca.
Bam.
Okay. Did Jake tell the police and Rebecca that she couldn't take a lie detector test?
Good question.
I wasn't there. I can't confirm or deny that story.
Wow.
And in any event, I think most
You don't know that
attorneys,
from your
most defense
client,
attorneys,
though? You haven't spoken. Let me just ask you, because he said we need an attorney present, and the reporting is from the police is that Rebecca refused to take a lie detector test because Jake, her husband, said no unless there's an attorney present, and you are his attorney.
Right.
Did he not discuss that with you?
he asked for his attorney to be present, from my understanding. As far as the lie detector test, no attorney in their right mind is going to say, yes, submit to something that's not admissible in court. You find a case where somebody voluntarily...
But if my child is missing, Mr. Hughes, I would take any test you asked me to. I would cooperate. You could lock me up for the rest of my life, and I would cooperate with the police.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, but it's easy to say something, and it's a different sort of walk in somebody's shoes. There is not a normal for how you handle these situations. It's easy for everybody to state what should be happening and what's normal, but there's various situations for what's normal. We have everything from how John Walsh handled the situation to how Casey Anthony handled the situation. What is normal?
Yeah, well, there is no blueprint, as you say. This is an alarming situation for everyone involved, and it is awful. I will say to you tonight, it is awful if they truly are victims of someone taking their baby, and half the world believes, or maybe more than half the world believes, that there's something afoot with them. I can't.
Let me run this by you guys, right? Let's be realistic, because I like to be realistic. Big shout out to everybody who's watching the channel right now. Please make sure you hit the like button if you can. Let's be realistic. Your child is missing. Slowly, you feel the tides of social commentary blaming you for possibly being involved, right? You start feeling like, are they trying to pin this on me? Are they trying to say that I had something to do with the disappearance of my child? Good question, good feeling. You don't want to be falsely accused. You don't want the attention taken off of finding the child and put on you. The police are being aggressive towards you. The police are trying to poke holes in your story. The police are making you feel uncomfortable, unsupported. I get that. But if they ask you to take a lie detector test, an independent test that could dispel all of these rumors, forget about everything else. They're showing you videos. They're showing all this stuff. They're trying to make it seem like you had something to do with your child. But then they say, with your child going missing, but then they say, can you at least take a lie detector test from us? And that would help us dispel these rumors that you may have been involved in the disappearance of Haro. Wouldn't one say to themselves, you know what, I'm going to subject myself to this because I have nothing to hide. And once I pass that, there's nothing they can say to me. There's nothing that they could accuse me of, because I will definitively, at least, it's not admissible in court, but at least definitively to these officers, prove that I had nothing to do with the disappearance of baby Haro. Why would you say no to that unless you have something to hide? Why would you say no to that? The polygraph is the very least that Rebecca could have done. Rebecca didn't do it. Rebecca didn't do it because Jake told her not to. She probably didn't want to do it herself, but Jake is the one who verbalized she's not doing it without an attorney. And now there's an attorney that's involved with the family, but that attorney's only representing Jake, and that attorney is kind of, in my opinion, throwing Rebecca under the bus. Because what he's saying is, my client is willing to do, but I can't speak for whether Rebecca's willing to do. He's saying it under the guise of, well, I don't represent her, so I can't speak for her. But just because he's representing Jake, first of all, it is not normal that he would just be representing Jake. If both of them were charged with a crime, then they would most likely get separate attorneys. There has been situations where one attorney represented both people, but they had a team of attorneys, and some attorneys would focus on others, whatever. But most instances, they would have separate attorneys. But right now, this attorney is just functioning as a spokesperson because they have not been charged with a crime. So there's nothing that says that this attorney could not say, well, you know what? My primary client is Jake, but I can say that both of them are willing to cooperate. There's nothing that says he can't say that unless he's implying to us that my client is willing to cooperate. What? I can't speak for that other person. What are we going to think subconsciously when we hear him making those implications? Subconsciously, we're going to say, Jake good, Rebecca bad. That's our primate brain, our Neanderthal brain. Jake good, Rebecca bad. Jake want cooperate, Rebecca don't. That's what he's putting in our brains. I deal with attorneys on a daily basis. I deal with defense attorneys. I deal with prosecutors. I have lunch with prosecutors. I shake hands with defense attorneys. I got cross-examined the other day on a case, and when it was over, shook the defense attorney's hands. He was like, yo, you did good. I was like, yeah, you did good too. You got some really good questions, man. You really had me on my toes. He was like, thank you. I was like, yo, you're a professional. You've done this a lot. I could tell. It's not personal for us. That doesn't mean that me and the defense attorney are cool. That just means we're professionals. I got a job to do. He has a job to do. These folks are very intelligent and they're trained in human psychology. That attorney is sending us subliminal messages. The subliminal message that he's sending us. And if you're not in the business, you don't know this, but now you know it because you're watching True Crime with Strategic. Now you know. Now you know. Because I'm telling you how it works. He's sending us subliminal messages and he is telling us subconsciously his client is ready to cooperate, has always cooperated, will continue to cooperate, but Rebecca isn't. The problem is Rebecca, not Jake. That's what that attorney's doing. Anybody who's new to this channel, if you haven't figured it out, I am an active duty detective. I work in the state of New York. It's a pretty big state. And I am a specific type of detective. I can't say it on YouTube because the words are salacious and YouTube will chastise the channel. But everybody in the chat pretty much knows what I do. So if you don't know what I do, just ask the chat and they'll tell you exactly what type of crimes I investigate. Let's keep going.
Imagine being in their shoes at all. Could you just confirm, because I'm not sure I'm 100% clear, Mr. Hughes, could you just confirm that their 2-year-old child has been taken from the home now?
The 2-year-old child is not at their home. I can confirm it.
Taken from their home by authorities?
Based on my understanding, that's a potential. I believe that the 2-year-old was removed, but I cannot tell you 100%.
That's
I can tell you the 2-year-old was not at home. It's troubling that there's no allegations and that 2-year-old was removed.
Well, listen, there's more than allegations. Your client, has a rap sheet including child cruelty. So there are some reasons why they might have done that until they are thoroughly investigated to make sure every child is safe in that home. I really appreciate you being on. This is not an easy interview for you to do. This is an awful situation for everybody involved and certainly for your client and his wife. It could go either way. I don't know if she's telling the truth, if he's telling the truth, and I don't know if they are horribly victimized in all of this. But Mr. Hughes, I do appreciate your time and I appreciate your candor.
The only thing I'm asking, Ashley, this is one message Mr. Haro wanted me to make sure I get out. If anyone has any information, whatever your belief is about Mr. Haro or his family or anything like that, please provide that information to law enforcement. They're begging for the return of this child. They're begging for any information leading to Emmanuel's whereabouts. So if you have any information, please provide it. He's begging for that information. He feels like no one's listening to him. That's the key message from today. Not to debate his criminal record, not to debate anything else. He's begging that anyone provides any knowledgeable information to law enforcement. That's what we're asking. I really appreciate you for the platform to allow me to send out that message.
I appreciate that as well, and I'll just tell our viewers, you can call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children any hour of the day with information on baby Emmanuel Haro. Again, thank you so much, Vincent Hughes. I appreciate this.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Ashley Banfield. She's really awesome. One day I'd love to meet her. I think she's awesome. I like her. I like her a lot. 3 people I want to meet: Ashley Banfield, Plunder, and Grizzly True Crime. Those 3 people I want to meet separately. Just pick their brains. I like them and I look up to them, and I think they're awesome fighters for justice. 3 people I want to meet. Keep that in mind, all right? I always say these people because I believe it. I don't have to, but I say it because I mean it. I don't blow smoke up people's butt. That's not my style. I'm a straight talker, as you can tell. If I say I like you and I respect you, I like you and I respect you until, of course, you make me feel otherwise. I like and I respect these people. These people are fighters for justice, and I respect them. Ashley, I respect you. Grisella, I respect you. Plunder, I respect you. Let's keep going. All right. Before we go any further, I want to read out some super chats, and then we still got more for you guys. We still got some more for you. You guys are amazing. All right. Let's keep going. So we got 1 gift membership that was given by Edward Arnstad, 1680. Thank you so much for that gift membership. That's very kind of you. Rosemarie gave a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Vanessa joined the patrol level. You are amazing. Diane Cat is now a recruit member. Cindy from Sunny with a $5 super chat says, strategic may not always be first, but he's the best, most real life professional experience and relatable. Thank you so much. I should make that a commercial or something. This lady's my PR agent. She's awesome. I love her. All right. That's awesome. Dunky the Bear, who's now a recruit member. Welcome to the channel. We appreciate you. Alexis Montoya with a $2 super chat says, like this video. We on that ass. I love it. Yes, yes, yes. Idiocracy who just gave a 1 gift membership. Thank you so much, Idiocracy, for being generous and welcoming somebody else to the membership. Truckin' All says, what will it take for the FBI to get involved? Well, you have to violate interstate commerce. You got to do, the crime has to go over either electronically over the internet or via telephone, or because the telephone, the internet is routed all over the country and all over the world, or you have to transport the body or commit the crime over state lines or something like that. Right now, this is just a local case, as it should be. I think that the local PD is well suited to handle this case. I don't think this is the crime of the century. I think the only holdup is that they're trying to locate the body, and they're working on cracking the mother, because I think the mother is that Achilles heel. Yeah, Rebecca, I know you're watching this. Just give it up, Rebecca. Tell them what happened. We know what happened. We know what happened because we know Jake's history, all right? Allegedly, in my opinion. I have no evidence of this. Just give it up, Rebecca. Give it up. Tell the police what happened. Get yourself an attorney so you can get yourself a nice deal, all right? If you're a battered woman, they'll have a lot of mercy on you. You may not get any jail time. I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I'm not the prosecutor down there. But Jake has a sufficient past of evil doing and evil conduct that they're going to want him more than they're going to want you. So just give it up. That's what the police are waiting for. They're looking to find that body, and they're waiting for one of them to spill the beans on the other. I believe that Jake did something based off of his history, but I could be wrong. Jake could be innocent. It could have been the mother who did something. It's possible. But I do not believe that some unknown assailant rolled up on this woman, hit her in the face, in the back of her head, whatever, had her doing, backflips on the concrete ground, no other injuries on her other than this small healing black eye, and took the baby. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. It is what it is. And apparently the police don't believe it either. And apparently, allegedly, the video that they showed her doesn't show that happening either. So let's keep going. Panica, the Discord says $2 super chat. She doesn't need an attorney if she has immunity. I think we addressed that already. Ma'am7755 with a $5 super chat says, my cousin allowed her boyfriend to do something similar to my 2-year-old cousin, and he passed away. Justice for Braxton Lopez and baby Emmanuel. Absolutely, man. I'm so sorry that that happened to your loved one. I hope that your cousin went to jail along with her boyfriend. Shame on her and shame on him. Let's keep going. Lasagna Lemonade with a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you. Generic female. She changed her name a little bit because her name used to be a different name. And I told her there's nothing generic about you. It used to be generic white female or something. And I said, listen, generic, there's nothing generic about you because you're part of the True Crime and Strategic family. So I see you changed the name a little bit. All right, well, appreciate you. We're going to change that. Number one generic. Let me stop being corny. Whatever. Generic female 30 gave us a 1-gift membership. We appreciate her continued support of the channel for joining us all the time that she does, and we do thank you. And lastly, Ms. Dizzle Dinger. You guys have crazy names. I'm getting exhausted just reading these names. With a $1.99 super stick says sightings of baby Emmanuel in Kern County per KTLA. Okay. Let's see what we got. We'll go ahead and send me that link if you can, because I'm running this show. If you send us the link, we'll definitely cover it. And listen, at the end of the day, guys, I've told you guys a million times that these are my theories. I could be wrong. I want to be wrong. Once again, I want to be wrong. Because if I'm wrong, that means that baby Emmanuel is alive. And there's no shame in that. I'm not here just to be right. I'm not here to be first. I'm just reporting what I see. And the evidence that I've seen so far shows foul play, which is what the local police is saying. But if baby Emmanuel ends up being alive, then God bless. That is excellent news. All right. Ducking Felonies is celebrating 5 months as a member and as a patrol level. All right. So let's get back to this. And let's also look for that KTLA video. All right. This one's going to... All right. The research crew is awesome as usual. This is crazy. Like, this is real time. You know, if this show ever gets huge, which we don't know, it all depends on what you guys... If you guys like what we're doing here, we'll grow. If you don't, then we won't. Wow. I could imagine having a team of people because, like, my research crew is amazing. Like, in the middle of the show, we talk about things and they go out there. They're not enjoying the show. They're working. They go out there and they find the information. So we just heard that super chat that there's allegedly a sighting of baby Haro in Kern County, and the research crew is on it. Now we got it. I want to bring it over to you guys real quick. We'll come back to that video, but this is the most up-to-date information on this sighting.
With another local case now making national headlines, many asking, where is baby Emmanuel?
Tomorrow marks 1 week since that child's mother claimed she was attacked in a parking lot and her child taken. Investigators said there are inconsistencies in her story, though.
Hold on here. I don't know. I'm asking a question because I'm a small guy. I don't want to get too big for my bridges. But is there any other channel that you see this kind of up-to-date, on-the-moment updates during a live? Like, I don't know. And I'm a true crime connoisseur. Like, a lot of times our favorite true crimers, they have the things laid out how they want to and they go through it. Here, this research crew is so on point. And you guys too, who, like, bam, we're getting information on the fly. Let's keep going.
Now, new this morning, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says it is aware of a possible sighting of Emmanuel in Kern County. We're also now learning the vehicle of the child's father, Jake Haro, was seized by investigators, and he turned over his cell phone. His attorney issued a statement last night saying Jake Haro is fully cooperating.
Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry for stopping. I don't want to come off like, you know, big-headed. No, I was just saying a testament to you guys. This is not me. I'm not doing anything. I'm just a talking head. That's it. I'm just a talking head. I just like to talk a lot. This is all you guys. So I don't want to ever make it seem like I'm not humble. I am. I'm nothing without you guys. I just want to throw that out there. All right, let's get back to the material. I won't disturb it again, but I want you guys to know this is all you. This is not me, okay?
With law enforcement and investigators.
And all this happening as a massive fire breaks out at a home on the same block as where the Haros live. At this point, investigators say there's no connection to the missing child, and the location appears to be a coincidence.
All right, let's go
We're
back.
also now learning the vehicle of the child's father, Jake Haro, though. Now, new this morning, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department says it is aware of a possible sighting of Emmanuel in Kern County. We're also now learning the vehicle of the child's father, Jake Haro, was seized by investigators, and he turned over his cell phone. His attorney issued a statement last night saying Jake Haro is fully cooperating with law enforcement and investigators.
And all this happening as a massive fire breaks out at a home on the same block as where the Haros live. At this point, investigators say there's no connection to the missing child, and the location appears to be a coincidence. But CAL FIRE arson investigators are now working the scene.
All right, so let's check out another one that was sent to me by our research crew. All right. Got to wait till this commercial goes by. My apologies, guys. The Sandberg, but I think they did release a statement. Well, let's see, 5 more seconds, and then we could listen to the actual recording without me having to read it out. Okay.
An abduction of a baby outside a store in Yucaipa are intensifying their focus on the child's parents. It has been 4 days since 7-month-old Emmanuel was reported missing. The boy's parents insist they are cooperating with investigators.
KTLA Sandra Mitchell spoke with an attorney representing the boy's father, who says the family is being unfairly judged and they just want their son back. Sandy?
Cher, you're right. Increasingly, it does appear that investigators are focused on the family. The attorney for the child's father tonight told me that they are frustrated, that they're getting death threats, and they want investigators to expand this search.
We just want him back.
He is not a monster, and he is not a murderer. That's the message from the attorney for Jake.
All right, so we cannot confirm that he's a murderer yet. And we hope that he's not a murderer. We hope that baby Haro is found alive. So we can't confirm that. But what we can confirm is that he's a monster. He is a monster.
Does that make sense?
All right? You cannot run away from what you did. That baby is a vegetable for the rest of her life because of you, you monster. So let's keep that real. Even if you had nothing to do with what happened to baby Haro, even if you're just as much as a victim as the rest of us who are experiencing this mystery and seeking justice and hoping for justice, you still are a monster for what you did to Caroline. But let's keep going. I'm sorry. I had to set the record straight.
Haro, the father of a missing baby.
Jake is willing to do anything he can to get information about Emmanuel. He has been begging and pleading. He was emailing the detective from the date that this happened, asking for updates.
Tonight, attorney Vincent Hughes updating KTLA on the search for 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. The child's mother, Rebecca, reported him missing last Thursday, saying he was kidnapped outside a Yucaipa store. And the father's truck was seized as evidence in the case.
Law enforcement has not even made an attempt to search other than searching the home of Jake and Rebecca and the immediate area around their home and the areas that Jake and Rebecca told them that they were at. I haven't heard of anything that they've done anything above and beyond that to conduct this search.
Cell phones, iPads, and Xboxes also were taken from the home, and deputies used cadaver dogs in the search and insist he had nothing to do with Emmanuel's disappearance.
What is this guy hiding on his body? Like, is he a special kind of human or something? You guys are like, what the hell are you talking about, Strategic? Look at this dude. It's 115 degrees out there. They all live in a desert. Mind you, there's some abandoned mobile home behind them. Wasn't a mobile home set on fire? I don't know. What is this guy hiding? He must be hiding some tattoos, some scars, something. There's no reason why this guy should have a hoodie on in the desert. In the desert. Let's keep going.
They don't care what the public thinks about them. They want their child to be found, and they want him home.
All right.
I did ask the attorney if Jake Haro would be willing to talk to me, and he said, not right now.
Okay, let's do this. San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department confirmed Wednesday morning that they are aware of a possible sighting of a missing 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro reported in Kern County. Investigators are aware of the reported sighting. No information as to where in Kern County was provided. A spokesperson for the Sheriff's Department told KTLA in an email. Haro was reported missing on August 14 after his mother said he was taken from the parking lot of the Big Five. There's no more information here. Let me explain something to you guys that you may not know, but I know this intimately. You get a big case, you put a wanted fly out there, you get the news involved, you got a tip line, you're going to get a whole bunch of knuckleheads trying to call in fake tips. A real tip is, I saw him at this place at this time at that location, and then the police will be able to say, yeah, we're following up on that lead, and they said we've seen him in Carroll County, but we don't have no further information. That means it's a bullcrap tip. It's a bullcrap tip. You got to understand, there's sick people here. There's sick people who hit me up via email and in the comments section. The world is filled with weird, odd individuals, weird and odd hombres. Understand that. Not everybody has your sensibilities. Not everybody has common sense. Not everybody has class. Not everybody has dignity. Hence, we're missing a 7-month-old baby. Hence, a 10-week-old baby got beat so bad they got 3% of their brain function left of them for the rest of their life. Not everybody is normal. So yes, there are people who are going to pick up their phone and say really weird and odd things, and then they're going to hang it up and they're going to go back to their normal life. And there's people who are going to think they're really nice people, and they're going to go play with their sons and their daughters, and you're going to say, if you could be like God and you could just overview look at it, you'd be like, why would this person do that? That person's a doctor. That person's a cop. That person's a lawyer. That person is a garbage man. That person works at the local deli, and they're the nicest person to make the best sandwiches on the planet. Why would they do that? But people just do stupid things. I don't know why. It just happens. So it could be a real tip, but right now it looks like there's nothing backing up that tip. But police have to take all tips seriously. So they will have to investigate that tip. And that's the really messed up part, is that it drains resources, because you have to go out there and follow up on that lead. You can't just let it go in the wind like that. You have to follow the lead. Big shout out to Rooster Joe with a $5 super chat, says, if she left the kid in the car because he wasn't vaccinated at the football game, why would she take him into a store at Big Five? That's a good question. It's a good question. Problem is, the majority of people who have knowledge of this case, who are witnesses, said she never went to the football game with the kid. And if she's at the football game and they see her with Jake, but they don't see the kid, but the kid is with him, that means there's child neglect, because that means she left the kid in the car by herself. So it's a lose-lose situation no matter how you look at it. Either A, you went to the game with your husband and you left your kid in the car unsupervised. And then B, the kid was never there. Either way, you got a problem. Either way, you have a problem. All right, let's keep going.
7-month-old detectives are not ruling out anyone's involvement. KCAL's Jasmine Veal spoke to the father's attorney, who is pushing back on investigators. He says the family is cooperating.
So this is another perspective from the attorney talking.
Find Emmanuel. That's what we need. That's all we're asking for.
Defense attorney Vincent Hughes is speaking on behalf of Jake Haro, the 32-year-old father of 7-month-old Emmanuel, who has now been missing 5 days.
Nobody is searching for a 7-month-old child. That's the big issue here.
Jake's wife, Rebecca, says someone punched her and took her baby as she was changing his diaper in a Yucaipa parking lot around 7:30 p.m. last Thursday. Hughes says since that night, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department investigators have turned their focus on the couple, including Haro's criminal past, and accusing them of not cooperating in the investigation.
But there was a conviction for child cruelty, which Jake is not running from. He's not hiding from his record. It's publicly available information.
Records show Haro had a 2023 conviction for willful child cruelty from a felony complaint filed in Banning in 2018 that lists him as a co-defendant with his then wife Vanessa. Hughes represented him in that case.
There is no nexus between that case and this case here, and he should not be judged based on his past.
Hughes says he's a good father and loves his 2 children with Rebecca. Social workers did remove a 2-year-old from the couple's Cabazon home. This after they say they confronted Emmanuel's mother with inconsistencies in her account of what happened, and they have not ruled out anyone's involvement.
Not one thing has been cited as an inconsistency. Law enforcement is being extremely tight-lipped about the situation.
Hughes says they are both willing to talk to detectives and have handed over their vehicles, cell phones, and passwords, and allowed detectives with cadaver dogs into their home.
So they've searched the home, they've cut holes in the ground in the home, they've dug holes in the backyard. They've done everything and nothing's been found.
Haro's attorney says that detectives showed the couple some security video that was taken from a liquor store across the street of when Rebecca says the baby was taken from her vehicle.
Something falls, gets back up. That seems to corroborate exactly what Rebecca's story was in the beginning.
I think the surveillance video is going to play a big role in this.
Defense attorney Lou Shapiro, who is not involved in this case, says the sheriff's department is keeping all their options open by now calling this a critical missing child case instead of a kidnapping.
What's unusual, though, is it's very rare, especially these days, for a random person to go and snatch a child from parents.
Yes.
And I think that's what's troubling law enforcement here.
The department says they are even aware of a tip that the baby was spotted in Kern County, something Hughes would like them to keep investigating, and hopes the public will step up to help.
Jake wants answers. Rebecca wants answers.
In San Bernardino, Jasmine Veal, KCAL News.
Okay. Interesting stuff. All right. All right, this is a neighbor saying about is suspicious from the get-go. I want to go ahead and Aki said that this is very probative. I haven't watched it for myself. Let's watch it together. I just want to definitely reiterate a few things that I said before. Number one, do not go to anybody's home. I think I was very clear about that. I see people sending me emails saying, don't encourage people to go to people's house. I never said that. I never said that. I'm not encouraging anybody to go to anybody's house. You are hurting the investigation if you go to somebody's house. You're invading their privacy. You open yourself up to possibly getting hurt. If somebody comes to my house, I'm a YouTuber. If somebody comes to my house, I have guns. I'm a law enforcement officer. You might get hurt. I would never encourage anybody to go to anybody's house. Do not do that. After we watched that video, because somebody told me that there was items of the baby on the porch, which I did not see. But after we watched that video, I also clearly said that I think what they did was wrong and it was just for sensationalization. And if I didn't say those exact words, I'm saying it now. Those people were trying to sensationalize this case by going to the Harold's house. Shame on them. Shame on them. We should not give them attention if that's what they want to do. It's dangerous. So please do not go to the Haro's house if you are not a reporter who works for a legitimate reporting outlet. You're endangering your life. You're endangering the life of the Haros, and you are impeding justice. You are working in favor of the defense, not the prosecution. You are not working for justice for baby Haro. You are working for your own self-interests. You want to go to that community and report from there? You could do that. That's fine. What the Action News guy did was nothing wrong with that. This is a public street. You could go out there. But to actually infringe on somebody's property and go knock on their door, you are an a-hole. I would not do that to my worst enemy. I would not do that to people like the Haros, who I have belief in my gut did something to that baby. Let the justice system work. Let it work. Okay? Now, I'm also going to ask you guys, please, so we can get into the algorithm. We have almost 2,000 people watching us right now. It's a lot of people taking time out their life. Some of you are watching this show and you have not subscribed to the channel. I'm going to ask for you to please subscribe to the channel right now. Support us. Some of you actually like this show and you get notified every time I drop a show, but you're not subscribed. We need you to subscribe. The algorithm is feeding you a show because you watch a few shows, but that does not mean you're subscribed. Make sure you subscribe. And lastly, we need you to hit that like button, because hitting the like button is part of what allows YouTube to know that the show is worthy of being shown to a wider audience. There's so many people's like, I just discovered your show yesterday, or I just discovered your show a few days ago. Oh my God, you've been doing this for almost a year and this is my first time seeing your show? Well, over a year? That's just in true crime. We've been here for a long time. We've been here for like 4 or 5 years, but we just been doing true crime for a year. The reason why is because the likes. When you hit that like button, that's when YouTube will take that total stranger from across the world and say, what do you think about this show right here? You want to watch it? And that's how this channel grows. So please do hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and engage in the chat. Even if you have nothing to say, put a thumbs up, put a smiley face, put a sticker, put whatever you want in there. That's engagement. All right, now let's see what this neighbor has to say about this case.
By telephone is Heather Walker. She lives in San Bernardino County and went to a vigil for Emmanuel Haro on Sunday night. She says the parents were not at that vigil. Heather, thanks so much for joining us and coming on the show. What's been the community reaction to this mother's story and the police investigation?
The initial reaction was shock, because that doesn't happen out here in Yupaica. It's very safe, and if we see something, like, people will step in. But now everybody once we saw that firsthand, her interview, everyone was very suspicious from the get-go, and it wasn't adding up. I personally saw the mother, Rebecca, at the day of they were hosting a search party, and I went to do the search party with them, and I just thought it was very strange that she was walking to her car just fine, or a car in the parking lot just fine, and then the news vehicles started coming in, and then she limped away. So at that point, I kind of had a very bad feeling that we weren't searching for a child in the area.
Did you have these suspicions before police went public with their suspicions?
Yes, I had it was a big red flag. Like I said, it just doesn't happen where someone walks up behind you out here, knocks you out, and takes a baby, and no witnesses, and it's a very busy street.
Yeah. Apparently, I know you've spoken to some people who were working at these stores at the time. Did anybody see Rebecca Haro, or more importantly, see the baby?
From what they told me, nobody saw the baby.
They saw her, but not the baby, because that's what we've heard about people who were at the football game that she had been at previously. She said she had left the football game to go buy her other son a mouthguard that he needed to play. That's why she was at the store, she said. But nobody at that football game saw the baby either.
No.
So tell me about the vigil and why it was so important for you to go.
It was important for me to go to be his voice, because he couldn't, and his parents obviously weren't. Since they didn't even attend that, which I thought was very strange, but a lot of our community showed up for the same reason, and that was, to pay our respects and support him, Emmanuel, and be his voice.
Yeah, a 7-month-old baby. It's really, really heart-wrenching. Yeah. Heather Walker, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download.
All right, so we do have the video of when they were given the wanted flyers. I'm going to bring it over here. Actually, it's coming up right now. So he was just given the wanted flyers.
I've seen he falls asleep on the car ride. She got paper missing a mouth guard here. This morning when she was in the back of the car getting the baby. That's the only symptoms they had. That's the only thing they had.
All right, so a subscriber, not a part of the research crew, just somebody who wants to help find justice, sent this to me like 5 minutes ago. Actually, 30 minutes ago, sorry. Looking at the time. And yeah, this is probative. Thank you so much. But this is when they actually received the box of wanted flyers with the missing kid wanted flyer.
Inside. Why did they put missing? That's what they put. They made it for me. Yeah, but you should have said that. Yeah, I did tell them that, but taking photos of abduction last night here in Yucaipa.
All right. Whew. It's been a long day. I got to go to work. I got to relax. I got to do my thing. I got to finish Alien Earth. I started it, but I couldn't finish it because I had to come do the live. I got to eat some lunch. The whole nine. You guys are amazing. This was a really good show. Very probative. All right. Tomorrow is my day off, but I elected to do some overtime because that's what pays the bills. So it's in the afternoon though. So if you guys send me some stuff, if the research crew sends me some stuff, looks like Aki just sent me something. We might Well, she said play this. So she doesn't want to let me go. See, Aki, let me free. Was it Amistad? Let us free, Aki. All right, one more video. Aki said for me, play this. It must be important. Let's do it.
Developing tonight in the search for a missing 7-month-old. Detectives are not ruling out anyone's involvement. KCAL's Jasmine Veal spoke to the father's attorney, who is pushing back on investigators. He says the family is cooperating.
Find Emmanuel. That's what we need. That's all we're asking for.
Defense attorney Vincent Hughes is speaking on behalf of Jake Haro, the 32-year-old
Aki said it's an important video, so she's usually spot on. Let's see what's good.
father of 7-month-old Emmanuel, who has now been missing 5 days.
Nobody is searching for a 7-month-old child. That's the big issue here.
Jake's wife Rebecca says someone punched her and took her baby as she was changing his diaper in a Yucaipa parking lot around 7:30 p.m. last Thursday. Hughes says since that night, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department investigators have turned their focus on the couple, including Haro's criminal past, and accusing them of not cooperating in the investigation.
But there was a conviction for child cruelty, which Jake is not running from. He's not hiding from his record. It's publicly available information.
Records show Haro had a 2023 conviction for willful child cruelty from a felony complaint filed in Banning in 2018 that lists him as a co-defendant with his then wife Vanessa. Hughes represented him in that case.
There is no nexus between that case and this case here, and he should not be judged based on his past.
Hughes says he's a good father and loves his 2 children with Rebecca. Social workers did remove a 2-year-old from the couple's Cabazon home. This after they say they confronted Emmanuel's mother with inconsistencies in her account of what happened, and they have not ruled out anyone's involvement.
Not one thing has been cited as an inconsistency. Law enforcement is being extremely tight-lipped about the situation.
Hughes says they are both willing to talk to detectives and have handed over their vehicles, cell phones, and passwords and allowed detectives with cadaver dogs into their home.
So they've searched the home, they've cut holes in the ground in the home, they've dug holes in the backyard.
All right, so the attorney's saying that they did dig. We've seen multiple videos of no evidence of digging, but the attorney's saying that they did dig, and they've also cut holes in the house. So they've been looking, and they have not found baby Haro yet, but let's keep going.
They've done everything and nothing's been found.
Haro's attorney says that detectives showed the couple some security video that was taken from a liquor store across the street of when Rebecca says the baby was taken from her vehicle.
Something falls, gets back up. That seems to corroborate exactly what Rebecca's story was in the beginning.
I think the surveillance video is going to play a big role in this.
Something falls and gets back up? Something falls and gets back up? For real? He's describing the video of something falls and gets back up. Okay.
Defense attorney Lucian
We'll run with that. We'll run with that.
Pirro,
like I told you, he's a hotshot attorney, man. Listen, don't sleep on this guy. Look what Jake did to Caroline, and look at what he got. Look at the deal that Jake got after what he did to Caroline. Do not sleep on this attorney. He's a hotshot, man.
Not involved in this case says the sheriff's department is keeping all their options open by now calling this a critical missing child case instead of a kidnapping.
What's unusual, though, is it's very rare, especially these days, for a random person to go and snatch a child from parents. And I think that's what's troubling law enforcement here.
The department says they are even aware of a tip that the baby was spotted in Kern County, something Hughes would like them to keep it.
Carolina, my fault. You guys know I talk fast, man, and there's 1,000 things running in my head. You guys know what I mean. I don't mind being corrected either. I'm just saying, you guys know what I mean. It's not easy doing a YouTube show. It's like borderline insanity. I'm literally talking to myself in my basement right now. With tons of lights on me. But you guys know exactly what I mean. Let's keep going.
Investigating and hopes the public will step up to help.
Jake wants answers. Rebecca wants answers.
In San Bernardino, Jasmine Veal, KCAL News.
All right. This is crazy. Last thing I want to give you is people have been saying that there's a son that was severely disabled because allegedly of the actions maybe of Jake. And like we're counting all the kids he has, and the kids that we know of don't add up to the amount of kids that is said that he actually has. And I think we may have found the answer to that. I'm not going to give this person's full name because they're not involved with this case, but it's a very common name. apparently his first wife, apparently Jake has been married 3 times. 3 times. And the first wife was Isabel, where they shared a child. We don't know nothing about Isabel. The second wife was Vanessa. That's the one where he had 2 children with. And Vanessa's also the one who was his co-defendant in the abuse against Carolina. And then the third wife is Rebecca, who he has 2 kids with. A boy and a girl. 2-year-old was removed by CPS. 7-month-old is currently missing, presumed, possibly, allegedly, to no longer be with us. He also has yeah. So 3 wives. The first one, the rumor is that is the one with the disabled son who he was never charged for. But what happens when you don't nip this in the butt? When you don't cure a cancer, what happens? It grows, right? And becomes deadly. Most cancers are treatable. Most, not all. Most cancers are treatable if you catch them in an early stage. Cancer becomes a problem when it grows, when it goes unchecked. People like Jake are cancers. Even if he's innocent in this case, he's still a cancer. Look what he did to Carolina. Never forget Carolina. All right, we're going to end it there. Anybody who sends me any additional information, we'll cover that on another show. If we get enough new information that's probative, we don't just put out shows to put out shows. I hope you guys are noticing we're not here trying to just clickbait you. We don't do that. That's not even in our lexicon. We only do shows when we have something probative to share. So if we get something probative, you guys keep sending me information to keep the research crew keeps being awesome like they've been awesome since we started this show. You guys keep being awesome by sending me information. If we have something to talk about, we will come back. We'll do a show tomorrow before I go do my overtime. If we don't have nothing to talk about, you won't hear from us. I'll take a break. I'll do my overtime. We'll come back. We'll do a show on Saturday. And if there's nothing to talk about in this case, there are other cases that we have updates for that we'll talk about. We have some updates on the Stephen Stearns case with the Madeline Soto case. I also like to cover cases that nobody talks about. Sometimes they get no views. Sometimes they get a lot of views. I don't care. I'm going to give a voice to the voiceless regardless of who decides to watch it. So I encourage you to support these victims whose cases aren't national news. Give them a voice. Don't just watch the salacious and the popular stories. Watch the stories that nobody's talking about as well. It's just my suggestion. You do whatever you want. So keep sending in your tips, and we'll keep covering it if it's probative. Remember, we have a membership. We got a lot of new members that are joining us today. Thank you so much for joining. We also have a Patreon. All of those links can be found in the Linktree link that's been dropping in this live the entire time. You can also find it in the description of every single video that we drop. Lastly, we do have merchandise. If you want to go get yourself a Strategic Eyes t-shirt, that's cool. If you don't worry about it. It's all good. We don't sell people things here. We just give you suggestions. If you want more of my show, I offer you more. If you just want to join us in these live shows, the only thing we ask that you do is you subscribe, you hit the like button, and you comment in the chat, and that's free. Other than that, you guys stay safe. Keep your children close to you. Stay honorable. Stay honest. We'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.